standing and join in praying for bravery. In the name of God, the Son, and the Spirit. Almighty God, we stand in your presence as our supreme judge. We humbly beseech you to bless and inspire us so that we think, say, and do will in accordance with your will. Enlighten our minds, strengthen our spirit, and fill our hearts with fraternal love, justice, and peace in our proceedings today. Guide us in the path of righteousness for your fulfillment of your greater glory. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Witness the Honorable Judge Salva presiding. Sit.
Call the case.
Criminal case number 01-1234, People of the Philippines versus Carlo Madrid for rape under Article 266 of the Revised Penal Code.
Any appearances?
For the government, Your Honor, ready.
For the defense, ready, Your Honor. Is the accused present? Ready for arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor, ready.
Okay, arraign the accused.
People of the Philippines versus Carlo Madrid. The undersigned accuses Carlo Madrid of the crime of rape under Article 266 of the Revised Penal Code committed as follows. That on or about the 26th day of April, year 2019, at around 9 o'clock in the evening in the city of Dasmariñas, province of Cavite, Philippines, and within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, the above-named accused with lewd design and by means of force and intimidation with abuse of superior strength and taking advantage of the intoxication of the victim, did then and there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously sexually abuse and have sexual intercourse with or carnal knowledge of one Rina Santos against her will and consent to her damage and prejudice, contrary to law. Do you understand the allegation of the facts?
Yes.
What is your plea?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Your Honor, after having arraigned, the accused pleaded not guilty to the crime charged.
So, the accused pleaded not guilty. What was the status of this case before the fire?
Prior to the fire, a pre-trial order has been issued by this honorable court. We now pray, Your Honor, that our motion for reconstitution of records be granted. May I approach the bench?
Proceed. Finding the motion for reconstruction of records sufficient in form and substance, this court hereby grants and admits the evidence attached there. Proceed to the trial. Who is your first witness?
Entering my appearance for the state, Your Honor, we are ready to present our witness, Rina Santos.
Okay, present your witness.
I am presenting to the witness stand the witness, Your Honor.
Swear the witness.
Raise the right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I
Kindly sit. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I'm Rina Santos, 18 years old, single, student, a resident of Dasmariñas, Cavite.
The witness is now ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution counsel, your witness is now ready.
With the kind permission of the honorable court, we are offering the testimony of this witness, Your Honor, to prove the material allegations in the criminal information, to identify the perpetrator, and likewise to identify some documents, namely affidavit he executed in relation to this case, and to testify on other matters relative thereto, Your Honor.
You may now proceed.
With the court's permission, do you know Carlo Madrid, the accused in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know him personally?
Yes, ma'am. He is my teacher.
As his PE teacher, what does he do?
Noong first step po, he taught us physical fitness. And itong second step po is dance.
Have you had any other interactions with him aside from those during class hours?
Yes po.
Can you tell us when they happened?
Yes po. Noong first step po, wala naman pong kabanggit-banggit sa mga interactions namin. Pero, noong second step po,
Miss Santos, hindi ko inaasahan na ganito kapakita ng performance. You're a scholar and honor student, right? I guess you know naman kung anong grading system dito. Once you fail the performance task, malaki ang chance na babagsak sa subject ko.
Hindi po po pwede gawa ng paraan, sir. Hindi po kasi pwede mawala yung scholarship ko eh. Please po, sir. Anything po.
Anything? Oh well, I can give you some special projects.
Talaga po, sir? Thank you po!
Of course, I accepted the offer. Kailangan ko ng special project para makapasa sa kanya. Pero, napansin ko, parang masyado niya nang nilalapit yung sarili niya sa akin. Physically, that is.
And how are you able to ascertain that it was the accused who was with you the whole time and not another person?
Because he was the last person that I met that time.
Do you think perhaps that it is possible that another person was with you during the incident?
No, I don't think so.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Doon ko po napansin yung mama niya.
Objection, Your Honor. The statement is irrelevant.
So, prior to this case, you had such dealings with him, am I right?
Yes po.
So, can you tell us what happened at the night of April 26, 2019?
I was raped.
Can you tell us when it happened?
Between 9 p.m. to 1:30 a.m.
Why do you say that it happened between 9 p.m. to 1:30 a.m.?
Wala po kasi akong malay nun. Pero, from what I remember, siya po kasi yung kasama ko, 9 p.m. po ng gabi. And my doormate said na nakauwi daw ako. Or rather, nakita niya po ako 1:30 a.m. the next day po.
And where did this happen?
Sa loob po ng kotse.
How did you know you were inside of a car?
May familiar na sign po kasi ng mga kotse. And naalipungatan po ako. Tapos nakita ko po, it was cracked.
Why were you inside the car?
Sa tingin ko po, doon niya ako dinala after po.
Can you tell me who owns the car?
Sa kanya po.
Okay. So, another question. How did you know it was the accused with you?
Siya po yung huli kong kasama. After that, I realized na I was raped.
When was the exact time you last saw him that night?
Mga around 9 p.m. po.
What were you doing during that time?
Uminom po kami pero pinilit niya lang po ako.
Okay, so can you tell us what exactly happened that night?
Yes po.
Rina,
Sir Madrid, napatawag po kayo.
gusto mo bang sumama?
Ho? Sumama po saan?
Wala naman, inuman lang.
Kasi, sir, anong oras na din po eh.
Sige na, minsan lang. Naghahanap lang naman ako ng kasama. At saka, hindi ba't sabi mo anything?
Sir,
Malapit.
Na ang finals, tandaan mo, sa subject mo na ito nakasalala ang grades mo.
anong oras po ba?
Oh, hindi ka harap ah. Tingnan mo na.
Ay, bakit? Wala na po akong maalala pagkatapos. Pero, may ilang moments po na naalipungatan ako at doon ko po naramdaman na nasa loob ako na isang project. Doon ko rin po naramdaman na may mabigat po sa iba ko. Tapos, pinagsamantalan po ako.
What happened afterwards?
Nagising na lang po ako, nasa dorm na po ako. Tapos sabi po ng doormate, Nakauwi daw po ako 1:30 a.m.
May I know how did you get back to your dorm?
Hindi ko po maalala. Pero yung chinek po namin yung CCTV sa dorm. Hindi po yung kotse niya.
When did you see the CCTV footage?
Nagsumbong po kami ng dormmate ko sa police.
And when was that?
Noong April 29.
If I am correct, that was 3 days after the incident. Why did you wait 3 days before you reported it to the authority?
Actually po, 2 days lang since unconscious na po ako ng 26. Di po ako makapagsumbong ng kasi natakot po ako. At the same time, nahihiya din po. Hindi ko po alam kung ano mangyayari sa akin kapag sinabi ko yung mga nangyayari. Lalo na po may pinaghahawakan ng scholarship. Siya po si Papa.
What happened to your father?
OFW po siya. Nagtatrabaho sa Saudi. Siyempre po, ayoko nang dagdagan po yung mga pasakit niya sa buhay.
I see, Miss Witness. Can you tell us how you realized that you were raped?
Nung nagising po ako nagkakasal.
Anak natin at ang mga apo-apo natin.
So thank you all for coming. The message is as what can happen in this country at tayo magsama-sama.
Okay.
Okay. Do you need to take your time? Okay. I'm sorry. Let's proceed.
Sorry.
So, can you tell us what happened afterwards?
Pumasok po ako ng April 29. One day po yun. And kasalubong ko po si Miss Ana, math teacher po namin. And nilapitan niya po ako. Tinanong niya ako kung ano pong nangyari. Sinabi ko po yun sa kanya eh. Sabi niya mag-report po ako sa police. Pero pumunta po kami ng hospital ng araw na yun.
In the hospital, did they conduct any examinations or tests on you?
Yes po ma'am.
Can you still remember the examinations done to you?
Yes po. Nag-conduct po sila sa akin ng physical examination, drug test, and vaginal swab.
What happened after?
I stayed in the hospital until I was strong enough to go to the police station. Kasama ko po yung dormmate ko and yung teacher ko. Nag-file na po kami ng complaint against the accused.
Miss Witness, if the accused is inside the room, will you please point at him?
Siya po.
The witness is pointing to a man wearing blue. Could you rise and state your name?
I am Carlo Madrid, Your Honor.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination by the defense.
Just a few questions, Your Honor.
Subject to proceed.
With the kind permission of this honorable court,
You said that you were unconscious when the accused took advantage of your body. Am I right?
Yes.
Why were you unconscious?
May nilagay po kasi siya sa inyo.
How are you able to ascertain that the accused put something in your drink that night?
Hindi po kasi ako nalalasing agad. And the results of my drug tests were positive.
And how are you able to ascertain that it was the accused who was with you the whole time and not another person?
Because he was the last person that I met that night.
Do you think perhaps that it is possible that another person was with you during the incident?
No, I don't think so.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any redirect from the prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Miss Witness, before you went unconscious, what happened between you and the accused?
Pinainom niyo po ako ng alak.
May I ask what kind of drink is that?
Sun Mig Light po.
How many glasses did you drink before you went unconscious?
Isa lang po. Kaya nga po ako nagtaka kasi nawalan po ako ng malay kaagad.
How many glasses did you drink before you went unconscious?
Isa lang po, ma'am. Kaya nga po nagtaka po ako kasi nawalan po ako ng malay kaagad.
Was it you who put the contents of the drink in your glass?
Hindi po ako. Pagdating ko po doon, meron akong laman.
May I ask again, was it you who drank the whole glass voluntarily?
No, ma'am.
Then, were you forced to drink it?
Yes, ma'am.
By who?
The accused.
Thank you, Miss Witness. No further questions, Your Honor.
Swear to witness. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And receive. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I'm Moira Bonifacio, 19 years old, single, student, and a resident of Las Marinas, Cavite.
The witness is now ready, Your Honor.
Prosecution counsel, the witness is now ready.
So, with the court's permission, may I ask what is your relationship with the complainant?
I am Rina's closest friend, and also her classmate. Palagi po kami magkasama na simula first class hanggang uwian.
So, you were close with the victim. So, may I ask for the past semester, did she talk to you about the accused?
Hindi po namin napag-uusapan, pero may napansin ako. Nagsimula po yun nung practical test namin sa dance.
Miss Santos, ikaw na next. Pasok, bakit ka dito?
Tapos binigyan si Rina ng mababang grade, kahit ang galing niya namang sumayaw. Pero napapansin ko talaga na parang mas nagiging mabigat na siya kay Rina. Hinahawakan niya po yung braso at kamay ni Rina ng malimit. Tapos yung tingin niya kay Rina, parang iba na talaga. Ang sama ng tingin niya. Lalo na nung sumasayaw kami, yung tingin niya sa kaibigan ko, ang laswa.
So, can you tell us how the accused looks at the complainant with malice and lust?
Kasi po, bilang profesional, hindi ka dapat gawin ang tumingin sa kanya. Kita mo na uncomfortable yung bata, tapos paulit-ulit mong gagawin siya. Gawain tayo na isang profesional. Hindi.
Okay. Thank you, Miss. That would be all, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination by the defense?
Just a few questions, Your Honor.
Subject to proceed.
This honorable court. How many times do you see the accused look at the victim?
Hindi ko po nabilang kung ilang beses.
I see. How many times per week do you take your vehicles?
Once a week lang po, every Wednesday.
And how many hours does this class take per meeting?
1.5 hour po.
So, you meet the accused 1.5 hour per week.
Yes.
May I ask when the date of the practical test you mentioned?
Yes, it was on April 15.
If I'm not mistaken, that was just almost 2 weeks before the set date of the rape incident. Isn't that quite a short time to prove that the accused had malicious intent to the victim?
Objection, Your Honor. The question already assumes the answer.
Sustained.
I'll rephrase it, Your Honor. Miss Witness, do you think that perhaps it was possible that the accused didn't really had malicious intent on the victim, as the days from the time that you mentioned to the day of the crime was too short?
No.
That is all for the cross, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Any more witness for the prosecution counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then call your next witness.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Kindly sir. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I am Jamie Valdez, 18 years old, single student, and a resident of Las Marinas, Cavite.
The witness is now ready.
Prosecution counsel, your witness is now ready.
Any comment, defense counsel, to the offer?
We reserve a right to conduct cross-examination, Your Honor.
You may now proceed.
With the court's permission, do you know Carlo Madrid, the accused in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know him personally?
Yes, he is my neighbor.
Have you had any other interactions with him on the night of April 26, 2019?
No, ma'am. Pero narinig ko po siyang may kausap sa cellphone niya noong mga 8 p.m.
What did you hear?
Rina?
Hindi ko naman po sinasadyang marinig. Nagkataon lang po na malapit ako sa kanya.
Did he mention any name?
Yes po.
What was it?
I think it was Rina po.
Do you know anyone with that name?
Yes po.
Who is it?
The victim po, Miss Rina Santos.
Were you acquainted with the victim?
We are schoolmates po.
How did you know about this case?
Nung may nagpunta pong mga pulis sa lugar namin, tapos pinagtatanong po kami mga kapitbahay ko, napansin po ba namin umalis si Mr. Madrid noong mga 8 or 9 ng gabi po.
Ma'am, pwede pong matanong po muna kayo.
Sige po.
May kilala po ba kayong Carlo Madrid?
Opo.
Dito rin po ba siya nakatira?
Opo, dito siya nakatira.
Nakita niyo po ba siya nung April 26?
Opo.
Mga anong oras po yun?
Siguro mga 8 p.m. po.
8 p.m. Saan po yun dito? Saan niyo po siya ulit nakita dito?
Sa may kotse niya po doon.
Nakita niyo po ba umalis yung kotse?
Ay, hindi na po eh. Malis na kasi ako kaagad.
May kilala po ba kayong Marina Santos?
Opo. Schoolmate ko siya eh. Wait lang. Naalala ko po. May nabanggit mo si Sir Madrid po. Ikausap siya sa kotse niya.
May nabanggit siyang Marina Santos?
Opo.
That would be all, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination by the defense?
Just a few questions, Your Honor.
Subject to cross, proceed.
With the kind permission of the Honorable Court, immediately after his call, did you see the accused leave with his car?
Hindi po.
Why not?
Hindi ko na po tinapos yung pag-usap ng kausap niya.
I see. So, did you not hear the entire conversation? Am I right?
Opo, hindi ko narinig lahat.
How far were you to the accused when you heard the conversation?
Siguro po mga 10 steps yung agwat.
Did you hear the words clearly, considering that you were positioned a feet away from the accused?
Hindi po masyado.
What was the name you heard that he mentioned?
Rina po.
Did you know that the accused sister is named Reina?
Hindi po.
Now, let me ask you, you think that it is possible what you heard was not Rina instead of Reina?
Opo.
Okay, that is all for the cross, Your Honor.
Any more witness for the prosecution counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then call your next witness.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Kindly state your name and your personal circumstances.
I am Anna Cortez, 23 years old, single, mathematics professor at the DLSU, and a resident of the Marinas Cavite.
The witness is now ready.
Prosecution counsel, your witness is now ready.
Any comment, defense counsel, to the offer?
We reserve our right to conduct cross-examination, Your Honor.
You may now proceed.
I am the victim's mathematics professor.
How about the accused?
He is my co-teacher at the DLS.
So you know both the accused and the complainant, am I right? Do you remember any instances when the victim stayed late at the school for academic purposes?
Yes, of course. She's a scholar after all.
And did those instances happen to be related to the special projects ordered by the accused to the victim?
For the latter part of the second semester, yes.
Can you give us details about those instances?
She was always inside the faculty, checking papers, creating presentation, organizing documents, and such. To be honest, you can consider it a special project.
I understand. Why do you say that the things that you mentioned can be considered as special projects?
Sarges, kung isang test ang naman bumaksak or bumaba ang estudyante mo, isang special project lang ang hindi niya gawin. Second, yung mga ginagawa niya na yun ay trabaho na ng prof niya. Hindi na siya dapat pinapagawa ng ganun because it's not her job. Her job is to study well. Kaya nagtataka talaga kung bakit siya paulit-ulit na bumabalik sa faculty room. Para sa special projects.
What did you do after noticing how she had too many projects?
I approached her.
Nakakatapos na pa rin sa house. Hindi ako pa nakakabali sa
Since he interrupted, I have no choice but to leave. Pero dapat ata hindi ko iniwan si On April 29, which was Monday, napansin kong wala sa Rina sa sarili niya. Lagi siyang tulala. Which is very unlikely.
What did you do then?
After class, I asked her if there's something bothering her. Then after a few words, she finally opened up. When she told me what happened to her, I didn't know what to say. That was new to me. But once I saw the expression on my student's face, I snapped back. I got furious, really. Really furious. Kaya ako siya inurge na magsabi sa police. She didn't want to, but I insisted.
So may I ask, why did you insist on telling the police what happened to the victim?
Of course! She's one of my precious students, kaya kailangan ko siyang tulungan. And we can let that kind of bastard walk around our security.
What happened when you reported to the police?
We were told that we needed the evidence, so I requested for the CCTV footages in the dorm of the victim and the rest of where they went that night.
What did you see in the CCTV footage near the dormitory of the victim?
Nakita po namin may nag-park ng kotse nila malapit sa dorm ng victim. Lumabas po ang isang lalaki mula sa kotse. Then binuksan yung isang pinto.
What did the man in the footage do next?
Bigla po siyang may binuhat na babae.
Who do you think is that woman?
Si Rina po.
Okay, how about the man? Who do you think he is?
The accused, Mr. Madrid.
And then what happened next?
Hindi na po nakita sa CCTV, pero I believe binalik niya na siya sa dorm.
Okay, did you see him leave the premises?
Yes, ma'am. He left after leaving the victim.
What time was that?
Mga 1:30 a.m.
How about the CCTV footage from the reservoir? What did you see?
Nakita po namin pumasok si Rina, pero hindi po siya nakitang lumabas mula sa restaurant.
What time did she enter the reservoir based on the footage?
Mga 8:30 po.
Okay, thank you. That would be all, Your Honor.
Cross-examination by the defense.
Just a few questions, Your Honor.
Subject to proceed.
With the kind permission of this honorable court, you said that you saw a man coming out from the vehicle. Am I right?
Yes.
Was the man clearly seen in the footage?
No,
Why is that?
because he was wearing a mask and a cap.
So do you think perhaps that it is possible that the man in the footage was not the accused?
Yes.
How about the woman in the footage? Did you see her face clearly?
No,
Why?
because her face was covered in her hair.
I see. When you were watching the CCTV footage of the restaurant, did you see the accused entering that place?
No, ma'am.
How about exiting? Did you see him?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't see the accused at that place that night based on the footage, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's all for the cross-examination, Your Honor.
And you redirect.
Yes, Your Honor. Miss Witness, how were you able to ascertain that it was the accused who exited the vehicle that night as seen in the footage?
Kasi po siya yung huling kasama ni Rina bago mangyari yung incident.
And was there any distinguishing mark which would enable you to establish that it was indeed the accused who hit and raped her?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
He has a cap that he always uses.
When does he use it?
Every time we go out, like school outings and other events. It is very familiar.
I see. No further questions, Your Honor.
The witness. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Right. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I'm Sunny Gugimbal, 21 years old, college student, and a resident of Las Marinas, Cavite.
The witness is now ready.
Prosecution counsel, your witness is now ready.
Any comment, defense counsel, to the offer?
We reserve a right to conduct cross-examination, Your Honor.
You may now proceed.
With the court's permission, what is your relationship with the victim?
I'm her roommate and dormie.
Where were you on the night of April 26, 2019?
I was in the court.
So you weren't at the dormitory that night?
No, ma'am.
Pero nung umuwi po ako, nakita ko pong paalis si Rina.
Saan punta nun? Okay, what time did you see Rina exit the dormitory? Mga past 8 p.m. What happened after?
Hindi ko na po siya nakita noon. Pero around 1:40 a.m., nakita ko po siya wala nang malay sa labas ng dorm.
Ba yan? Babaeng tao, walang delikadesa. Hoy, Rina? Hoy! Rina! Rina! Ano nangyari sa'yo? Hoy! Ano ba yan? Gano'n ba kadami ninom mo? Ba't nalasing ka? Hindi ka naman ganyan ah! Hoy! Rina! Aba! Papahirapan mo pa ako! Tara na! Rina! Hoy!
Nagpatulong na lang po ako sa mga ka-dormmate ko para ibalik siya sa kwarto namin.
Did you see anyone with her or around her when you saw her lying on the floor?
Wala po akong nakita tao, ma'am.
What did you do after carrying her back to her room?
Nag-isip po. That time, nag-iisip ako na may nangyari sa kanya. Pero binaliwala ko. Tulog naman kasi siya. So, hindi ko na siya tinanong. Tsaka, anong oras na nun? So, natulog na rin ako. Pero, mga alas 5 ata yun ng madaling araw. Naramdaman ko kasing gising na si Rina. Kaya bumangon na rin ako. Pagkatapos,
Oh! Rina! Ano nangyari sa'yo? Ba't lasing na lasing ka? Alam mo ba, binuhat pa kita. Nakahilata ka dun sa labas. Saan ka ba nanggaling? Hoy! Rina! Ano, hangover yan, no? Lakas mo kasi uminom eh. Yan tuloy na papala mo.
Ate. Sino nagdala sa akin dito? Paano ako napunta dito? Sabihin mo, paano?
Teka lang.
Ate!
Saglit.
Wala ba akong kasama nun? Bakit ganun yung suot ko? Ate!
Dahan-dahan lang. Isa-isa lang. Di ba dapat ako nagtatanong yan sa'yo? Saan ka nanggaling? Sino kasama mo? Di ba dapat ako nagtatanong yan sa'yo? Wala ka bang naaalala?
Wala, Ping.
Paano ko malalaman? Hindi mo naman ako kasama. Ako tinatanong mo. Nakita nandun ka na sa labas. Hindi ko naman nakita kung sino kasama mo. Ah, ba't ka umiiyak? Ano ba nangyari? Sigurado ka bang wala ka naaalala? Eh bakit ganyan? Uuwi ka, lasing na lasing. Hindi ka naman nalalasing lagi ah. Sa ating dalawa nga, ikaw ang mas mataas ng na hindi ka agad nalalasing eh. Tapos nagugulat na lang ako, nakahilata ka dun. Tapos wala ka nang maalala. Tatanungin mo ko. Eh di ba dapat ako nga nagtatanong yan sa'yo? Tingnan mo. Wala ka ba naaalala talaga? Eh bakit ka umiiyak ng ganyan? Ano ba nangyayari? Ano nangyari? Ha? Ba't ka umiiyak ng ganyan?
Nung kumalma na siya, kinento niya sa akin yung nangyari.
Ano? Hindi. Hindi to tama. Hihingi tayo ng tulong. Susumbong natin.
Ate, ayoko. Hindi pwede malaman ng ibang tao, ate.
Anong hindi?
Ate, scholarship ko kasi. Si tatay pa. Ayoko. Huwag na natin. Natatakot ako.
Dahil nagmakaawa siya sa akin na huwag isumbong sa pulis, hindi ko magawang isumbong. Kahit gaano ko kagustong pumunta sa police station para i-report yung nangyari. Pinigilan ko yung sarili ko kasi ayaw niya. Hanggang sa makumbinsi siya ng kanyang teacher. Nung kunento niya yung nangyari sa kanya, naisip ko kagad na pinainom siya ng pampatulog ng lalaking yun na nagsamantala sa kanya.
Why do you say that the drink was spiked by the accused?
Kasi hindi naman po kagad nalalasing si Rina. To the point na mawawalan na siya ng malay. Sa amin dalawa, siya ang pinakamatibay sa amin.
Do you have medical basis for your accusations?
Meron po. Noong nagpa-test po kami sa hospital, lumabas pong positive siya. Bago kami pumunta ng police station.
Okay. How were you able to ascertain that it was the accused who made her intake the date drug?
Kasi nga po, siya yung huling kasama ni Rina bago siya mawalan ng malay.
I see. Thank you. That would be all, Your Honor.
Cross-examination by the defense.
Just a few questions, Your Honor.
Subject to cross. Proceed.
With the kind permission of this honorable court, how many years have you and the complainant been together as roommates?
2 years.
In those 2 years, do you drink alcoholic beverages together?
Pag may occasion na.
Occasions like?
Like, birthday, recognition, New Year, and Christmas.
Did you drink with her randomly, like there's no occasion?
Hindi.
So in those 2 years, you only drank with her in those specific occasions, right? How can you say that the victim has high tolerance for alcohol if you've only seen her for less than 10 times for the past 2 years?
Sa ilang beses po kami nag-inuman. Never po talaga siyang nawala ng malay. One time nga po nag-12 hours shot challenge kami. As in 12 hours straight kami nag-inuman. Pero hindi talaga siya nawala ng malay. Ganun siya katibay.
Okay, that is all for the cross, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
None, Your Honor.
Any witness for the prosecution counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then please call your next witness. You are the witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I'm Kyla Garcia, 18 years old, a student, single, and a resident of Las Marinas, Cavite.
Any comment, defense counsel, to the offer?
We reserve our right to conduct cross-examination, Your Honor.
You may now proceed.
With the court's permission, do you know Rina Santos, the victim of the case?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your relationship with her?
I go to the same school as the victim, and we are batchmates.
Are there any significant relationships between the two of you?
I was also a victim of sexual harassment by the same person who is being accused of rape in this court right now.
How were you sexually harassed by the accused?
Although I was not raped, I was molested.
When did this incident happen?
4 years ago when I was still 14 years old, basically a minor.
Why didn't you report to the police back then?
Because I was afraid of many things. Kapag nagsumbong ako, hindi sigurado na papanigan ako ng hustisya. Hindi ka naman hinalay eh. Minolestya ka lang. That's what my mother told me nung sinabi ko na I was molested by my teacher. Honor student daw ako, kaya hindi ako dapat gumawa ng kahit anong issue. Teacher siya, estudyante lang ako. Wala akong laban, yun yung sabi niya. Kung nanay ko nga hindi ako napanigan, korte pa kaya? Of course, I was still very young, kaya natakot akong lumaban. Kaya hindi ako nagsumbong sa pulis. Kaya hindi ko na ipaglaban yung karapatan ko.
Are you Miss Rina Santos?
So, nabalitaan ko yung rape case na involved na tama. Years ago,
Nagsalita ka ba?
natakot ako dito. Akala ko kasi ako lang nangyayari sa wala rin akong masama sa kanila. Kaso, hindi ko alam kung may ebidensya ba. At alam ko, mahirap siya kalabanin. Teacher siya, estudyante lang ako. Anong laban ko doon? Tatagan mo, lumako.
Pangalan ko. Lalaban ko tayo. Honor, I don't have any witnesses to present. I would like to make our formal offer of evidence.
Granted, you may now formally offer your evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I respectfully offer our evidence as follows. Exhibit A, the sworn statement of the complainant, Rina Santos, consisting of 3 pages, and its purpose to prove the material allegations in the information. Exhibit B, the sworn statement of the witness, Kyla Garcia, consisting of 2 pages, and its purpose to prove the material allegations in the information and to corroborate the allegations of the complainant, Rina Santos. Exhibit C, the sworn statement of Ana Cortez and its purpose to corroborate the allegations of the complainant, Rina Santos. Exhibit D, the sworn statement of Andrea Bonifacio and its purpose to corroborate the allegations of the complainant, Rina Santos. Exhibit E, the sworn statement of Jamie Valdez and its purpose to corroborate the allegations of the complainant, Rina Santos. Exhibit F, the sworn statement of Sandy Cagimbal and its purpose to corroborate the allegations of the complainant, Rina Santos. Exhibit G, the medical legal certificate dated May 3, 2019, showing that the complainant, Rina Santos, had a date rape drug intake. Exhibit H, the medical legal certificate dated May 3, 2019, showing that the complainant, Rina Santos, had visible vaginal lacerations, considering the fact that she never had any sexual intercourse prior to the case. Exhibit I, screenshots of the accused's text messages to Kyla Garcia, object evidence to prove that the accused has been involved in a sexual harassment case prior to the present case as part of her testimony. Exhibit J, printed copy of the complainant's Rina Santos phone call records, which includes
the conversation of the accused and the complainant. Exhibit K, CCTV footage dated April 26, 2019 from the entrance of the reservoir showing the complainant, Rina Santos, entering the reservoir and not coming out. Exhibit L, CCTV footage dated April 27, 2019 from near the dormitory of the complainant, Rina Santos, showing the car owned by the accused. With all the foregoing documentary exhibits, in addition to the oral testimonies of our witnesses, the prosecution hereby respectfully rests their case. Respectfully submitted.
Any objection from the defense?
Exhibit G and H, the medical certificate is objected because the doctors who issued the medical certificate was not put to the witness stand. As to other exhibits, no objection, Your Honor.
Order.
The prosecution counsel manifested that he has no more witness to present. The prosecution counsel offered to exhibits A to L and sub-markings. Such exhibits are admitted as prosecution's evidence considering that these exhibits are not disqualified under the rules of evidence. Defense counsel, are you ready to present your witnesses after?
Yes, the defense is ready to present our witnesses.
We will now proceed to the presentation of the witness of the defense. Call your witness, counsel.
For our first witness, Your Honor, we would like to call to the witness stand the accused Carlo Madrid.
Swear the witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Kindly sit. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I am Carlo Madrid, 40 years old, single, physical education professor at DLSAU University, and a resident of Las Marinas, Cavite.
The witness is now ready.
Defense counsel, your witness is ready.
Your Honor, the purpose of the testimony of this witness is to prove that the accused on the evening of April 26, 2019 was at his home and at his sister's home, and at the time of the alleged commission of the crime being imputed to him.
Any comment, prosecution counsel, to be offered?
Will you reserve a right to conduct cross-examination, Your Honor?
You may now proceed.
With the court's permission, do you know Rina Santos, the complainant in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your relationship with her?
She is my student
Where do you usually see or meet the complainant?
at school.
Do you meet elsewhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you interact with the complainant?
Yes, ma'am. During class hours.
How about after class hours?
We don't meet, ma'am.
Did you give her special project?
Yes, ma'am.
You give her special projects?
She had low grades in my class. Alam kong scholar siya, kaya need niya ng mataas na grades. Kaya naging considerate ako. Nag-suggest ako sa kanya na magkaroon siya ng special project.
Was there any particular reason why she got low grades in your subject?
Yung performance niya hindi ganun kaganda, gaya ng sinasabi nila. Hindi ko naman siya binagsak eh. Pangit na talaga yung performance niya. Bakit scholar siya ganun?
You used the word suggest earlier in your statement. What does that mean?
Hindi ko siya pinilit mag-special project. I just suggested na.
What were the special projects you made her do?
I just asked her to check some papers and arrange some documents. It's not that hard, and she didn't have to stay late.
Was there anything else you made her do?
Wala na po.
So, where were you on the night of April 26, 2019 at 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. the following day?
Sa bahay lang po ako nun. Bago po ako pumunta sa bahay ng kapatid ko.
What time did you go to your sister's house?
Mga around 9:30 p.m. po. At nakarating po ako sa bahay ng kapatid ko, mga 10 p.m.
Did you go elsewhere prior to your sibling's house?
Wala na po.
What time did you leave your sibling's house?
Mag-1 a.m.
So, you only went to your sibling's house that night and then went straight home after?
Yes.
If that's the case, can you think of a possible reason why the private complainant is accusing you of rape, Mr. Witness?
Siguro po yung sa special projects, pero hindi ko naman po siya pinilit na gawin yun.
Do you know of any possible reason why private complainant is accusing you of rape, Mr. Witness?
Ayun nga po, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. That's all, Your Honor.
Any comment, prosecution counsel, to the offer?
We reserve our right to conduct cross-examination, Your Honor.
You may now proceed.
With the kind permission of this honorable court, you said earlier that you suggested the special projects to our victim, am I right?
Yes.
If the victim did not agree to that suggestion, would you have given her other considerations since you knew that she is the scholar?
Yes, I would.
What would those be?
Papag-grade ko siya ng practical test at sa ibang mababa siya.
I see. But shouldn't you have suggested that together with the special projects?
Objection, Your Honor. The question is leading. Sustained.
Before you left your house, did you call the victim?
No, ma'am.
Can you explain to us why your name was included in her phone log that night when the incident happened? Okay. That would be all for the cross, Your Honor.
I swear to witness.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. And this is. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I am Moira, 29 years old, married, housewife, and a resident of Los Marinas.
The witness is now ready.
Defense counsel, your witness is now ready.
With court's permission, do you know Carlo Madrid, the accused in this case?
Yes.
What is your relationship with the accused?
Kuya ko po siya.
Okay, on the night of April 26, 2019, where were you?
Nasa bahay lang.
Did you meet with the accused that night?
Yes po, siya po yung nagpunta sa bahay lang.
Why did he go to your house?
Birthday po kasi ng asawa ko, kaya pinapunta ko siya.
What time did he arrive at your house?
Mga past 10.
What time did he leave at your house?
I think it was quarter to.
During the time being he was at your house, what did he do?
We just ate lang po and then had a few drinks.
Were there any instances that the accused went outside before he left?
Wala naman po, kaya nga po ako nagtataka kasi kung talagang may ginawa yung kapatid ko, hindi niyo naman po siguro iiwan yung babae for almost 3 hours sa loob ng kotse.
Before he went to your house, did you speak with him?
Yes po, true po.
When was that?
Mga 8 p.m.
What did you two talk about?
Tinanong ko po siya kung anong oras po siya pupunta at sabi niya po 10.
Did he perhaps call you by your name during the phone conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he call you?
Reyna po.
That would be all, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination? You may now proceed.
With the kind permission of this honorable court, you said that when you called the accused last April 26, 2019, he told you that he would come to your house at 10 p.m. Am I right?
Yes.
Did he tell you why he would come at 10 p.m. when you called him at 8 p.m.?
Sinabi po niya na kakauwi lang po niya galing school, so need niyang magpahinga.
So, he told you that he would rest first before going to your house. Am I right?
Yes.
When he got to your house, did you welcome him from outside?
Yes, sinalubong ko po siya.
Did you see the accused's car parked outside your house?
Yes.
Did you perhaps see the inside of his car when he went to your house?
No, I didn't.
Why is that?
Because it was already dark, and if I'm not mistaken, the windows are tinted.
I see. So, considering the facts, do you think, perhaps, that it is possible that he left the victim inside his car when he entered your house?
Opo, pero posible rin po.
That would be all for the cross, Your Honor.
Swear the witness.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And this is. Please state your name and your personal circumstances.
I am John Capiti, 28 years old, self-employed, single, the owner of District H, Resto Bar, and a resident of Las Marinas, Cavite.
The witness is now ready, Your Honor.
Defense counsel, your witness is now ready.
With the court's permission, do you know Carlo Madrid, the accused in this case?
Okay.
Do you know him personally?
Hindi po.
What is your relationship with the accused?
Magpakilala lang po kami dahil madalas ko siyang nakikita sa restaurant.
How frequent does he go to your resto bar?
Parang every other day, kung hindi araw-araw.
Since when he started going there?
Nitong mga nakaraang taon lang siyang madalas pumupunta.
Does he usually do when he goes to your resto bar?
Kumakain lang po.
Does he have any company with him?
Minsan kasama niya ate niya. Minsan kasama niya yung co-teachers niya. Minsan siya lang din po mag-isa.
I see. On the night of April 26, 2019, did you see the accused enter your resto bar?
Hindi ko po siya nakita.
Did you see him dine inside?
Hindi po.
Did you see him exit the place?
Hindi ko po napansin.
How about the complainant? Did you see her enter the place at that night?
Hindi ko rin po napansin.
Did you see her dine inside?
Hindi po.
Did you see her exit the place?
Hindi ko rin po siya napansin.
I see. That is all, Your Honor.
With the kind permission of this honorable court, did you perhaps notice what the accused usually wore when he was dining in your place?
Opo.
What was he always wearing?
Laging nakapang teacher.
I see. Do you think perhaps that it is possible that you failed to notice the accused as he was wearing something different from what he usually wears, which is a teacher's uniform? For instance, he wore a cap and a mask.
Siguro po, hindi ko napansin.
Do you remember how many your customers were that night?
Hindi po yung eksakto, pero marami po kasing tao nun kasi Friday.
I see. So, do you think it is possible that you did not notice the victim entering your resto bar?
Opo, posible po.
Okay. Another question. Do you have any employees in that resto bar?
Meron po.
Do you leave them at work?
Opo, kapag uuwi na ako.
What time do you usually go home from work?
Kapag Monday to Thursday, 11 p.m. po. Kapag Friday naman, 9 p.m.
Why do you leave early every Friday?
Rush hour po kasi ng Friday. Kailangan kong lumuwas ng Manila.
So, do you think it is possible that you did not see the accused and the victim exiting your resto bar because you were already out?
Opo, ma'am.
That is all for the cross, Your Honor. Did you perhaps notice what the accused usually wore when he was dining in your place?
Opo.
What was he always wearing?
Laging nakapang teacher.
I see. Do you think perhaps that it is possible that you failed to notice the accused as he was wearing something different from what he usually wears, which is a teacher's uniform? For instance, he wore a cap and a mask.
Siguro po, hindi ko napansin.
Do you remember how many your customers were that night?
Hindi po yung eksakto, pero marami po kasing tao nun kasi Friday.
I see. So, do you think it is possible that you did not notice the victim entering your resto bar?
Opo, posible po.
Okay. Another question. Do you have any employees in that resto bar?
Meron po.
Do you leave them at work?
Opo, kapag uuwi na ako.
What time do you usually go home from work?
Kapag Monday to Thursday, 11 p.m. po. Kapag Friday naman, 9 p.m.
Why do you leave early every Friday?
Rush hour po kasi ng Friday. Kailangan kong lumuwas ng Manila.
So, do you think it is possible that you did not see the accused and the victim exiting your resto bar because you were already out?
Opo, ma'am.
That is all for the cross, Your Honor.
Any redirect? None, Your Honor. Granted. Considering the manifestation of both counsels, let this case deemed submitted for decision. The parties are given 30 days from today to submit their respective memoranda to be filed simultaneously. So ordered.
All rise. Let us remain standing and join in praying for prayer. Call the case. Criminal case number 01-1234, People of the Philippines versus Carlo Madrid for rape under Article 266 of the Revised Penal Code for promulgation of judgment. Any appearances?
For the government, Your Honor, we are ready. For the defense, ready, Your Honor.
Is the accused present?
He is present, Your Honor.
Read the decision.
May we pray, Your Honor, only the decretal portion of the decision will be read.
Okay. Read only the wherefore clause.
Wherefore, the court finds the accused Carlo Madrid guilty beyond reasonable doubt of crime of rape punishable under paragraph 1 of Article 266, 260-A of the Revised Penal Code and hereby sentences him to suffer the penalty of reclusion perpetua. He is ordered to pay the private complainant 50,000 pesos as civil indemnity and 50,000 pesos as moral damages, so ordered.